Hi, everybody. My name is Mario Martinez. I am a pastor at Victory Outreach San Isidro. I am currently 28 years old. I was born and raised in Tijuana, Mexico. And I guess a little bit about myself. Born and raised, right, in Tijuana, Mexico. I never thought I would leave Mexico, honestly. I like my life over there, you know. Living in TJ, a border town, it's so easy to just come to the States and go back and forth, right? That living in the frontera life was really everything I knew. So I never thought I would come to the States, but as I grew up, I started to identify that I wanted new opportunities out of life. So talking with my parents and trying to figure out what was my next move, I decided that I wanted to study music. And I come from a family where my mom is an accountant and my dad is a lawyer. So it's pretty off-putting for my parents that I wanted to be a musician, but that's what I wanted to do and they fully supported me. So we went through the immigration process and I came to the States after I finished high school. I studied high school fully in Tijuana, finished high school, transferred over, and then I eventually came to the States. I started studying in Southwestern College, which is where I think you guys are, so I'm a fellow alumni. And I started studying music. A little bit about myself, just before I get too far into the story. I grew up as an only child, and it was very lonely. I was also very a performer, if you will. I grew up with a single mother. Even though my dad was in the picture, my parents were not together. So my mother would work really, really hard to put me through the best schools so I could get fair chances in life. And she would put in so much work that I felt like I had a sense of depth towards my mother, because she put so much work that I felt like I just needed to repay her. So I always got the best grades. I always excelled at sports. I always was the shining star in the classroom, right? But that honestly left me pretty torn up inside because it was just performance. I wouldn't really take care of myself. I wouldn't really have many friends. I started to develop depression at an early age because everything was about performance and doing and moving forward and, you know, have to get the family forward. We weren't rich by any means, but we weren't poor either. We were just right in the middle, you know. And living in Tijuana in Mexico, that's pretty a humble standard, right? And so I developed this depression because I just felt like I needed to be more for my mother. I needed to be more for my family. And no matter what I did, I just, you know, couldn't reach the heights that I felt like I needed to. So in that sense of depression, I really didn't know what to do with my life. I didn't know where to go. I started hanging out with the wrong crowd, trying to find the place for myself, and I would get lost, you know. I would get lost in so many things that this world has to offer. So many things that culture tells you that it's what, you know, will fill the void in your heart, if you will. But it was just not filling me. So that's where I found music, and it really did something for me. It would, in a sense, alleviate the loneliness that I felt inside. It was so hard to talk about it too because my mom, again, was so hardworking. She would be out of the house the whole day. I wouldn't see her. I would see her in the morning when she dropped me off to school, and I wouldn't see her again until nighttime when she came back. So it was pretty lonely. There would be days where I wouldn't speak a word because there was just no one around to speak to, right? No brothers, no sisters, no friends in the street, nothing. Even at school was like very, very limited because I was just so focused on school. And I found refuge in music. And through music, I started to develop a sense of, okay, direction, right? This is where I'm heading, this is where I'm going, this is kind of what I want to do with my life. That's why I decided to study music. So I came to the States, I started studying music in Southwestern College, and I was still trying to find myself, even though I found music soothing and I found like it filled something in my heart. There were still a lot of questions in my mind. I still didn't know what I really wanted to do in my life. I still didn't know if music was really gonna work. Okay, if I did music, what was I gonna become? Would I be a performer? Would I be a composer? Would I be working at a guitar center? I don't know what I wanted to do with my life. I just knew that music was good for me. But there were still a lot of questions. So I was still hanging out with the wrong crowds. Eventually I got old enough to drink and party and whatnot. So I tried the whole party scene. And you've ever felt like you're doing what everyone tells you that is cool, but you feel like you're in the wrong place. Like it's just not you. Well, that was me partying and drinking and with all these people and having girlfriends and whatnot was like I knew this was the thing that everybody did, but it wasn't me. There was something missing. Eventually, a friend of mine, while I was in school, a friend of mine invited me to church. And church was something that I had never really tried. It was something that I had never really thought of as being part of my life. I grew up a Catholic, but I was the kind of Catholic that, you would go to church on Christmas and then you would go to church on Easter and then you would never go to church again, right? I wouldn't read my Bible at home or nothing, just in those couple church days, that was it. And so I had a very far concept of what God really is. I felt like he was just a figure in the sky with a hammer ready to smite me if I did something wrong. So I would tell myself like, well, I don't want to have anything to do with that kind of God, right? So I just put it off. But this friend would talk to me about God with such a love and confidence and kindness. And I'm like, whoa, that's not the God that I know. I wonder who he's talking about. He invited me to church and I came to Victory Outreach, San Isidro. Now it's almost 9 years ago. And I came to church and the very first day that I got here, I felt a love that I've never felt before. I felt like that void that I told you guys that I felt in my heart, in my life, I felt like it was filling. Like I had found the thing that I've been looking for all those years. And it wasn't music and it wasn't a big career and it wouldn't have been a lawyer career, it would have been an administrative career. It was God, what I was searching for this whole time. And I found it here in Victory Outreach, and it took my life for a spin because you've structured your whole life under a certain sense of what you should do, and then God just throws a curveball like, nope, that's not what I meant when I created you. This was the path that I actually had for your life. So it completely threw my life for a spin, and I had to reconsider a lot of decisions that I really want to continue to pursue music, knowing that that wasn't really what I was searching for, that I really want to continue to live the life that I was living, hanging out with the people that I was hanging out, drinking and partying and having girlfriends and whatnot. Did I really want to do that, or was there more for me? I started coming to church pretty consistently. I started serving even because, okay, I studied music, I knew music, okay, I can sing, I can play guitar, I can do all these things, so might as well put it to use, right? They do music at church, so I'll just join up and play some music. And I started playing music at church, and it felt so fulfilling, because what I wanted to do, what I felt that music was doing for me in those years that I was really depressed and really seeking a sense of belonging, I could now do for others. I could now perform music that we play at church, and I could help other people find that feeling to their lives as well. Slowly but surely, God started dealing with me, dealing with my heart, and I was, in a sense, cleaning everything that was in my heart and my mind from all those years past, and it was so beautiful, honestly. It's not something that I can plainly describe with words, because it was a whole experience. I always thought of myself as too smart for God, like, these church people, they're crazy. They just talk about God like it's a supernatural thing that, does all these miracles. I would think it's like they're crazy, right? They're just being fooled. But when I came to church and I experienced it for myself, and I started smiling again. I started to hang out with people that genuinely loved me, and I just felt the joy and a love that I couldn't explain. I'm like, okay, I understand these church people now. I understand what they're saying when they speak about God. And I started serving a little bit more. I eventually finished my time in Southwestern. I graduated with an associate's degree in music, and I started using it at church, right? But then I started to identify that there was more in me. Through serving in church, I found out that I could be a leader, that I could help young people. And it was so fulfilling because I was, a young person through middle school, through high school that was really depressed, struggling with so many thoughts, with anxiety. I even had, at a certain point, suicidal thoughts. I even attempted, to take my life a couple of times because of that darkness that I felt. But God took me out of that. And then being on this side and being able to help young people come out of that place where I was at, it felt like a full circle moment, Like God knew from the very beginning that I would go through that, but He would take me out of that. And then I would get to a place where I would be able to help those young people. And it was so fulfilling to me. And I started helping little by little, helping here, helping there. Eventually I started working closely with the church and the administration here and there. And little by little, I started to identify what I now know is my calling. My calling in life really is to help people get closer to God. That's what I decided to become a pastor. So I studied. I got another degree now in theology, right? Theology is the study of God. So I got a degree in Bible studies because, I want to help people get closer to God. So I gotta know what I'm talking about, right? So I started helping people out through that. Eventually, through our ministry, I got a license to be an actual minister, an actual pastor, if you will.
I've seen Mario.
Yo he visto a Mario.
I saw how you got here.
Yo vi cómo llegaste.
You were broken.
Estabas quebrantado.
You were in pursuit of a purpose.
Y estabas persiguiendo un propósito.
You were in pursuit of a purpose.
Estabas persiguiendo un propósito.
Because you were empty inside.
Porque estabas vacío por dentro.
But you were hungry for a move of God.
Pero estabas hambriento por un mover de Dios.
Como decía pastor, ¿no?
As Pastor was saying,
Yo llegué quebrantado
I came broken.
y encontré a Jesús
And I found Jesus.
y me cambió la vida.
And He changed my
Sanó
life.
mi corazón,
He healed my heart.
me dio de regreso la sonrisa.
He gave me back my smile.
So even though I'm quite young, I like to think that I'm young, right? So the young people in my church don't think so, but they started calling me Unc, but I think I'm young. So I started helping people out at church, and I guess that's a little bit about myself. I just really hope this little brief story blesses you guys, that it helps you guys out, and just know that God is pretty cool. Try it out.